I'm here with Professor David Marsh, Director of Research at the Anzog Institute for Governance. Thanks for joining me, Dave. Tell me about the research you've been doing since you've joined the Institute.
I've been involved in a number of projects. The main ones, I suppose, are concerned with new forms of political participation. So we're interested in both new forms which come from what one might call the top down, so government-sponsored citizen engagement. I mean, a good example which goes back to the early Rudd years would be the 2020 summit. But on the other hand, we're also interested in more bottom-up forms that might vary from things like Get Up to Anonymous. So organisations that express or allow citizens to actually engage with government out with the normal political processes and political parties.
As Director of Research, you'd see a lot of projects happening underneath you. Tell me a bit more about the diversity here that the Institute offers for research.
Well, there's a great amount of diversity. We do quite a lot of work. There's quite a lot of work on generally on the political participation, citizen engagement, looking not only at Australia, although there's a big focus on Australia, but also on comparative analysis of. We've done work on Brazil, on Turkey, as well as on the UK and Europe and the States. But on the other hand, we do quite a lot of work on change in central government. So we're interested in the institutions and processes of government. So there is a big diversity.
Can you tell me about the changing nature of research that you've seen since you've started at the Institute?
Well, one of the main, I think the main thing is that we've got a lot more new people involved in research. We've made 10 or 12 appointments over the last period, so that by definition means that we're doing other things and more of them. One of the main foci has been on using new methods to analyse citizen engagement, for example, and one of those is the use of big data. Now, you probably, or most people will have come across big data when they look at the way in which governments spy on other governments using analysis of what's going on in the internet and social media. Well, that may be, of course, a good process, but it can also be used for research. So we use it, for example, to look at the way in which, again, citizens engage with government. So we've had a big study which looked at Occupy and looked at the Occupy movement and analysed what was going on with the Occupy movement through an analysis of about 200,000 or 300,000 tweets, which obviously you couldn't read all of them, but you can use technology to actually abstract from those tweets data which you can then use to see how Occupy is approaching these sort of issues and problems.
Finally, can you tell me as a researcher how you found your experiences here at the Institute?
Well, the great thing about it, compared with where I've been in the more recent past, is everyone is happy to come to work here, and so there's a really nice atmosphere. And obviously, if you have a good atmosphere like that, it does mean that everyone is more interested in their research and actually probably performs better, I think.
Okay, thank you very much, Dave.